What's up, everybody? And a happy Monday, guys, to everybody. I hope you guys all had a great rest of your Sunday. I want to say thank you to everybody for making yesterday's football stream the best football stream that we've ever done. We had over 1,300 views. We had almost 30 likes. We had a bunch of watch hours. So I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for coming here, hanging out with me yesterday, and watching some football in London and watching it Toy Story style. So hopefully everybody enjoyed the rest of their Sunday. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the Wrestle Dream last night. The breaking news and the rumors were true, guys. Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar Edge, is now in AEW and he's officially All Elite. So we could talk about that in the chat. We could talk about that tonight when we're watching Raw. Remember, we'll be live here tonight for Monday Night Raw. But today, guys, as the Southside Boys ended on Thursday, sadly, the Chicago White Sox will not be in the playoffs, which sucks, but it is what it is. So now, guys, we're here today to preview the first round of the MLB 2023 postseason, as it's the wild card round. We have a bunch of teams. We have the playoffs are set. It all begins tomorrow. So we're here today before Monday Night Raw to preview the show and preview all of the games. And I'm going to give you my prediction on who I think is going to move on to the next round. So let's go over this playoff bracket real quick. And I'm going to tell you the 6 teams in each conference that made it. And then we will go over the wild card round, and we will go over, and I will tell you who I think is going to win each round or each series. So in the American League, we have the Baltimore Orioles, who finished with a record of 101-61. Congratulations to the Baltimore Orioles doing their thing this year. We had the Houston Astros ended up winning the division yesterday after the Rangers and the Astros lost and won. So Astros won the division at 90-72. The Minnesota Twins won, I should say. They pretty much will lose, most likely. Let's be honest here. But the Twins did win the AL Central, the awful AL Central, where my Chicago White Sox were, and all the other teams were, and they were just all really bad. So that's the divisions. And then the wild card, with a record of 99-63, we had the Tampa Bay Rays. With a record of 90-72, welcome back the Texas Rangers to the playoffs. And then with a record of 89-73, only by one game by beating out the Seattle Mariners. As you guys can see above me, those Toronto Blue Jays have made the playoffs. So those are the American League playoff teams. Now let's go over the National League playoff teams, and then we will go over the matchups and everything else like that. Guys, if you got any questions, I see a few people in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat real quick. We got Jadis in the house. What's up, Jadis? He says, rest in peace, Tim Wakefield. Yes, awful. Tim Wakefield, probably one of my favorite players growing up watching as a baseball fan. I've always been a big baseball fan, and Tim Wakefield was always one of my favorites, no matter when he did face the White Sox or just watching him face anybody. So rest in peace, Tim Wakefield. Wakefield, you are certainly going to be missed. Yes, sir. We get Jadis in the house. What's up? I did not know that, Jadis. That Houston Astros won the divisions for some reason. You didn't want us. Yeah, I always say you never want those Astros in the playoffs. But let's go through these National League teams, and then let's get through and let's start talking about all these other teams. About the series, I should say. So for the National League, the best team in the National League this year was the Atlanta Braves, as they finished with 104-58. They had I think they had 4+ players that had 20+ home runs, 100 RBIs, I think 50 to 100 runs scored. It was ridiculous. So Atlanta Braves, you did your thing. We have the Miami Marlins are in the wild card, not the divisions. The other division winner is the Los Angeles Dodgers. As usual, the Los Angeles Dodgers always win. They always win in their division, and they always make in the playoffs. The NL Central, we saw the Milwaukee Brewers win the division with a 92-70 record. The Chicago Cubs were really close. They did put up a good season, but they did not win the division. Philadelphia Phillies finishing with a 90-72. Shout out to my girl Rach over there on Old Sports Talk and all of that good stuff. Our girl Rach, she's a big Phillies fan, so she will see her team in the playoffs this year, as I will not because, yeah. So, yeah. But then we also have the Miami Marlins. They went out and traded for Mr. Jake Berger at the trade deadline, and he literally brought them all the way to the playoffs. Miami Marlins finishing with the 5th seed. And then the biggest surprise of the season, in my opinion, is the fact that the Atlanta Braves have made the playoffs, or not the Atlanta Braves, I'm sorry. The Arizona Diamondbacks made the playoffs, and Arizona's going back to the playoffs after seeing them play this past week with Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas, all these guys that they have. They're going to be a team you got to watch out for in these MLB playoffs. So those are all of the playoff teams, guys, that are in the playoffs. As I said, the Chicago Cubs did not make it. They were 1 game back. The San Diego Padres did not make it. And Chris's very own Cincinnati Reds did not make it. So those are all the playoff teams. And now I'm going to go share it on Twitter. And while I do that, I'm going to go put up the picture, guys, so you guys can take a look at it real quick. This is the wild card schedule. So if anybody is curious what the wild card schedule is looking like, that is it. And that will be where all of the games will be and everything like that. So we will be back here on Friday, I think Friday. And we will be here previewing the divisional round. And I'm hoping to get our guy Deech over from the Southside Boys to come and hang out with me and talk a little divisional playoffs. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But first, we got to get through tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. So let's go and let's start talking about all of these matchups and all of these things that will be going down here and that will be happening in the MLB playoffs. On Tuesday, we have, and I should say before we start with like the games, let's start with the matchups. Because we have the Texas Rangers taking on the Toronto Blue Jays, or the Texas Rangers taking on the Tampa Bay Rays, I should say. And then we have the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Minnesota Twins. And then in the NL wildcard round, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. And then we have the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Miami Marlins. So those are the 2, and those are the 4 divisional rounds that will be going down here. And that will be happening on this and here in the playoffs on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So now let's go over and let's go take a look at all of the things that I think will be happening and who I think will be moving on into the next round and into the playoffs. So let's talk about that first series. It is the Texas Rangers taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. And as I said, the Texas Rangers are kind of a team. They had a really bad season last year. They went out and they got a new coach. They went out and did exactly what they needed to do. And here they are. They are in the playoffs, and they were exactly where we thought they were supposed to be last year. And they are going up against the Tampa Bay Rays, guys. It doesn't matter who's on the Tampa Bay Rays. We've talked about it on the Southside Boys. Deech and I, Justin and I, all 3 of us, Elijah, all of us have talked about it. I mean, the Tampa Bay Rays are just incredible. They are good at everything that they do. It doesn't matter who's on their team. They find these guys that come out of nowhere, and they find these guys that will just literally, they will be the biggest no names, and they will just come out and they will ball out and they will do their thing. So in this round, in this matchup between the Rangers and the Blue Jays, or the Rangers and the Tampa Bay Rays. I keep getting confused. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. So, guys, we have that matchup between the Rangers and the Rays. And I am going to be bold on this one. As much as I was just talking about how good the Rays are, I'm going to say that the Texas Rangers pull this out, and I'm going to say they win the series 2-0. I'm going to say that they win the series 2-0. I think the Rangers, this is their time. I think it's their time to shine. I think they're going to go out there and put on a show. Kyle Seager, Marcus Semien, John Junis, all of these guys are going to go out there and do their thing. And I think it's going to be a very good series. I think the 2 games will be very close. I just think that the Texas Rangers are going to pull out the dub against the Tampa Bay Rays. So we're going to say the Texas Rangers move on to the divisional round. Now let's talk about the Toronto Blue Jays and the Minnesota Twins, because Minnesota Twins, guys, they're obviously in my division. I've been a huge Twins not fan, because obviously they are in They are in the division, and I just personally do not like them. And, I don't want to see anybody win the AL Central except the Chicago White Sox. But they were pretty much the best of the worst because that division was just god awful. And it was the worst division in all of baseball, guys. So I'm going to, and I just do not think the Twins are going to win a game. I think the Blue Jays are going to put a stomping on them. I think the Blue Jays are just going to go put on a show, and they're going to absolutely demolish the Twins. Nothing against the Twins. I just don't think that any team, honestly, even if the White Sox were to make it, I don't know how far they would have really went because, yeah, the AL Central is just not a good division. So I'm going to say the Toronto Blue Jays pick up the dub, and I'm going to say that they move on to the divisional round. Now, let's talk about these NL matchups. As I said, we have the number 6 seed Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the 3rd seed, the Milwaukee Brewers. And then we have the 5th seed Miami Marlins taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. So let's talk about the D-backs and the Brewers because I think this series is going to go to 3 games. I think this series is going to be a series that we see and that we go, and it's going to probably be one of the best series of the week because the Diamondbacks and the Brewers are good. They both have good pitching. They both have good hitting. They both have, everything that it is to be in the playoffs. So I think this series will go 3 games, and I'm going to take the Arizona Diamondbacks to squeak by, and I'm going to say that they win, and I'm going to say the Arizona Diamondbacks move on to the divisional round, and they go out and they do their thing. So the last round and the last matchup of the wild card round that we will be talking to. Guys, this episode isn't going to be too long unless we got a bunch of comments, but I don't really see too many. So let me know what you guys are thinking, how you guys are feeling. Make sure you get your comments, your questions in. Ask me about Edge. Ask me about anything, football, whatever you got. Let me know what you got, guys. But the last series in the wild card round that we have is the Miami Marlins taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. And obviously the Miami Marlins have been just an incredible story this year. I don't think anybody expected the Miami Marlins to be in this position where they're at right now. And I think it's absolutely fantastic that they are in the spot that they are at because they're a team that we can root for. They're an underdog team that we can all root for, that we all, really didn't really know that or would really think that would make the playoffs. So Miami Marlins taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Obviously, the Philadelphia Phillies are coming off of being in the World Series last year. They're obviously, they're trying to get back there. They're trying to get back to where they once were. They're going to come in with a lot of fight. So the Miami Marlins have a big task on their hand. But I do believe that the Miami Marlins will pick up 1 game. And I do think that the NL series goes to a 3rd game. So I think both of the AL series will go 2-0. And then I think both NL series will go to the 3rd game. It's because as quick as it starts on tomorrow, if all games go 2-0, the series is over and we'll be back here on Thursday previewing the divisional round. So Thursday's games are literally there if necessary, if the teams tie each other in the first game. Remember, unlike a few years ago, the wild card series is not 2 games. It's 3 games, and you got to at least win 2 games. It used to just be 1 game, and it was 1 and you're done. So So, I like this a little better because it is kind of like a series, but it's going to be very interesting to see. But I did just say I think the Marlins will pick up 1 win, but I do not believe that they're going to win this series. As much as I think the Marlins are good, as much as Jake Berger has went over there and brought a bunch of White Sox fanboys over there with them and all these Jake Berger lovers and everything, cheeseburger this, cheeseburger that, and I understand Jake Berger was a great player and a great person, but he's not on the White Sox no more, guys. He's on the Miami Marlins. So if you love Jake Berger that much, go and be a Marlins fan. And that's all I got to say about that. So I just wanted to mention that, though, because I've been hearing a lot of it on the at WST, the Chicago White Sox Twitter. And it's very annoying that all these people are just like obsessed and are acting like Jake Berger is a 10-time Hall of Famer, 10-time All-Star, and this and that. Like, I get it. He's a great person. He's a great guy. He did great things here, but there's nothing we can do. It's a business. And as I said, root for Jake Berger. but just go do it in Miami. I don't want to hear it on White Sox Twitter. But anyway, guys, I'm going to say that the Philadelphia Phillies pick up the win, and the Philadelphia Phillies continue their run to the playoffs, and they're going to continue to climb their way back to the World Series where they were last year to see if they can finish it and if they can finish the story. What if the Phillies finish the story before Cody Rhodes? That'd be crazy. But that is what I got for the wild card round. So before I show my face again and everything else like that, let me tell you, and if it ends up like this, let's go and let's say, hypothetically, I get all of my predictions right. Hypothetically, big hypothetical. We will have the Atlanta Braves. We will have the Los Angeles Dodgers. We will have the Philadelphia Phillies, and we will have the Arizona Diamondbacks. So those would be the 4 teams in the divisional round for the NL. And then for the AL, if we get all of our predictions right, we will have the Baltimore Orioles, the Houston Astros, the Texas Rangers, and the Toronto Blue Jays. So let me know what you guys got in and for your predictions for the wild card games. Hopefully you guys were able to get all of that written down. I will show it on the screen before I leave here today. But now at this time, guys, as I said, this episode isn't going to be more than maybe like a half an hour. There's really not too much more to talk about because obviously the playoffs are just beginning and everything else like that. So at this time now, I'm going to go into the comments. I see we got 10 people here, so make sure you guys hit that like button if you have not yet. Subscribe, join the conversation, all that good stuff if you have not yet. But now let's get to see what you guys are saying, what kind of questions you guys got. What are you guys thinking about the playoffs? Do you guys agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Who do you got for Monday Night Football? Remember, we got the Seahawks and the Giants tonight. What type of fantasy football nonsense do you need to happen to? Just let's talk about it all, guys. So now let's get to the comments. Hey, we got Deech in the house. We got my guy Deech in the house at work. Deech, he can't be on the show, but he always comes and supports your boy. I appreciate you, Deech. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Fans going to get beat. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Let me get back up to the chat where we were at. Yes, he did create the knuckleball. The knuckleball for Tim Wakefield was always one of those pitches that you knew when you would face him, you knew you were striking out a lot. And the White Sox love to strike out. So, yeah. But let's get, I thought we'd get 1.30K, but let's get to 1.27K. Yes, sir, Jadis. If you guys have not yet, hit that subscribe button as we are only 5, I think we're 3 subscribers away to 1,270 subscribers. So if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button, join the conversation, and let's have ourselves a good time. This is the first time in a while. I will tell you this. This is the one thing I'm happy about with the playoffs. We don't have the Yankees. We don't have the dang Red Sox. And finally, as much as I have some St. Louis Cardinal friends and family and everything, St. Louis Cardinals, guys, they always find a way in September to make the playoffs, but not this year. And I think it's the first time in over 10 years that they've come in last place in that division. So, yeah. Seahawks or Giants tonight. So, Jadis, this is what I need. I need Kenneth Walker to get 30, and I need Matt Breida to get 30. So, I don't care who wins. I need the running backs to go berserk. I need it to be like the Dolphins and the Broncos, where the running backs get a bunch of points. That's what I need. What's up, Deech? We got Deech in the house. What does this mean for Christian? Does Edge team up with him? Because I saw the video and it does. So the way it went last night, because guys, I cannot tell you how weird it felt to watch a pay-per-view last night and not be on the live stream. I was literally sitting here, and at one point, I'm like, wait. I'm like, I didn't do any votes. And I'm like, wait, I'm not live. Because I'm sitting at my computer. I'm sitting where I'm sitting right now, and I was watching the Sunday night football game between the Chiefs and the Jets, and I was watching Wrestle Dream. So I'm sitting there, and I'm going through my computer. I'm just do. And I'm like, wait, I'm not doing any votes. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, have I just been sitting here in the dark, or what am I doing? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not live. I'm like, I've gotten so used to going live that when I don't go live, I still do. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, I was like, oh my God, Jadis one time. And I'm like, Jadis isn't even here. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, sure. Who wins the World Series? Did it change or is it the same? So my prediction, my 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 dream World Series this year is the Orioles and the Braves. That's my dream play. That's my dream. Yankees are not in the playoffs. Also, Deech, the White Sox playoff tickets have not went on sale yet. If they do, though, bro, let me know. Let's go to a game. I think the Seahawks win as long as Matt Breida and Kenneth Walker get a bunch of touchdowns. What about the Giants? The Giants did not make the playoffs. The Dodgers are too bad to make a run. Either they won't make it to the World Series. Yeah, I don't think they'll make it to the World Series, but I do think, though, they might get past the first round. We'll have to talk about that, Deech, if you join me on the divisional round. So we'll have to see. And his name isn't... Listen, Linda. His name is Edge. You will not be seeing Tino unless we're doing an AEW preview show. You will not be seeing me call him Adam Copeland. His name is Edge. He is not the rated R Adam Copeland. He is not the rated R Adam. He's not the rated R Copeland. He's the rated R superstar Edge. I was thinking it. Yep. The Yankees are not in the playoffs. You were thinking about streaming it. Not really. Well, at least I don't care again. We're stressing towards not ending 74 and 75. Yeah. Are matched up, I guess. Brewers would be cool too. Yeah, I mean, see, I wouldn't mind the Brewers either. I don't know. I like the Braves. He says F the Braves. I kind of like the Braves. And every other team at that, yeah. Russell Freak. You were thinking of streaming it, Russell Freak. You're Linda. Jadis, you're Linda. Jadis. He says, who's Linda? You're Linda, Jadis. So, guys, that is everything that I have here for you for the playoffs. I don't have too much else to really talk about with the MLB. The White Sox suck. You guys already know that. All that good stuff. You guys already know the White Sox are trash. If you guys did not see, let's go over and we'll go over what we will do, though, is we will go over and let's go over the schedule here real quick if you guys have not seen everybody. So I'm going to do that while I go and I'm going to get the schedule up real quick so you guys can take a look at it. So if you guys have not seen the schedule yet, so you guys know what we're doing here today. And then we're going to go and then we will be back here, as I said, guys, tonight for Monday Night Raw. And hopefully we'll have our guy Leo and we'll have everything else like that. So tonight, guys, I got to finish the thumbnail. I haven't finished the thumbnail yet. We have Monday Night Raw, as I said. It's Monday Night Raw. It's Monday Night Football. It's the Seahawks and the Giants. We got Tegan Knox. I don't know if Tegan Knox is taking on Becky Lynch, guys. Apparently, Becky Lynch got hurt. So we may not be seeing Tegan Knox against Becky Lynch. We're going to have to see. But we will be live here tonight for that. Tomorrow, we got another doubleheader as we come here at 3 o'clock. We talk some fantasy football, and I get you ready to set your lineups for week 5. We recap week 4, and we talk everything football. And then tomorrow night, it's the fallout of NXT No Mercy. We got a new NXT champion, a new North American champion, a tag team champions that's looking for their next opponent. We got Gigi Dolan and so much more. And then to Wednesday, it's another doubleheader because we got the season 1 finale of the My GM mode, guys, as it's WrestleMania season, baby. Come and hang out as we see and find out if Tino can win and he becomes the best GM of season 1. And then Wednesday, we'll be here for the fallout of AEW Dynamite as Wrestle Dream was in the books. We got Edge, Adam Copeland as a new AEW superstar. Edge is going to be making his debut very soon. We got a lot to go on. Edge is going to speak. Adam Copeland's going to speak. Christian, what's next for MJF, Adam Cole, and everything else. And then Thursday, guys, we got no Southside Boys. I missed the Southside Boys. But Thursday, we will be here live for a WWE 2K23, but it's a Fastlane preview show. Come and hang out as we preview WWE Fastlane this Saturday. We play the matches on 2K. We talk about them. We see what's going down. And we can see John Cena and LA Knight, yeah, team up. We got the Usos, Solo, Charlotte, Asuka, Io, all that good stuff, guys. We'll be here on Thursday, 5 o'clock, before the Bears go and lose to the Commanders on Thursday Night Football. We'll be here previewing all the action that will go down on Saturday. And then Friday, depending on when the MLB wildcard round ends, we may be here on Friday for an MLB divisional round playoff episode. So make sure to keep an eye on that on the schedule to see when that will and won't come out. But if not, we will definitely be here Friday night for Friday Night SmackDown as we watch Dragon Lee take on Austin Theory. We got Judgment Day and so much more, guys. Friday Night SmackDown. It's Friday Night Cinema, and we love everything about it. And then Saturday, it's a doubleheader as we come here in the morning, 1 o'clock, and we play some WWE 2K23. But all of these matches are going to be on Legend mode. So we're going to do a singles match, a tag team match, a triple threat, a fatal four-way, a five-way, a six-man, and an eight-man. And we're going to see how many matches I can win on Legend mode. And then Saturday night, it's Fastlane, baby. Come and hang out as we watch WWE Fastlane live on pay-per-view. We're back for more pay-per-views and PLEs on Tino's time. And then Sunday, we came here early in the morning on Sunday yesterday. But next week, guys, we got to wait all the way until Sunday night because you got to wait all day for Sunday night for your boy Tino because we'll be here Sunday night, Carrie Underwood, Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers. It's Sunday Night Football, and you've been waiting all day for it. So next Sunday, we will be here live for Sunday Night Football. It's going to be a good one. So that's what we got going down for the rest of this week. I will have all of the thumbnails up tonight once we get ready for Monday Night Raw. But yeah, you're Linda. You guys are so funny. Twins won't do anything again. I hope they do something because it's been man, the division is so bad. Man, I do not want to see the Twins do anything. But then again, it's like, I guess because they are in our division, but I don't know. I just don't know if they're going to be able to beat the Blue Jays. And listen, if they beat the Blue Jays, I'll give them all the credit in the world. But I just don't see it happen. Tino, thoughts on Nick Wayne turning on Darby? So, watching it last night was kind of weird, like I was saying. But when I was watching it, and I'm sitting there, and you could just tell, like, you know when somebody's going to turn on somebody. So when Nick Wayne went over and he was talking to his mom and Christian was doing this and that with Nick Wayne's mom and everything, and we saw this and that, I was like, I'm like, he's going to turn. I'm like, he's going to do it. And he literally got in the ring. And once he grabbed the belt, I was like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He hits Darby Allin, and I was like, oh my God. But I will say this. Once that happened and they started beating up Darby Allin, I was just waiting for it. And actually, I was like, okay, so Sting came out to help Darby. And I was like, okay, maybe it's just Sting. And I made a comment which I thought was funny. I was like, everybody's so excited for Edge to come out, but then we get Sting. And then literally 2 minutes later, as Luchasaurus is beating up and taking out Darby Allin and Sting, and we see them doing the 3-on-1, I was like, okay, waiting for it. And I heard something happen, but I didn't know it was him until he drove through that road and it said rated R. And I was like, well, there it is. And then that's when I made my short. And I was like, guys, it's the rumors are true, and Edge is rated R. Or he's rated R. Edge is all elite. They said Tegan will have a match, though. Hopefully. I still want to see Tegan tonight. I hope they do. Yeah, and then we're probably going to see another tag team match at the main event tonight. Yes, Tuesday, guys. Next week, special Tuesday edition. Thank you, AJ, for reminding me about this because I did not remember about this. Big announcement here, guys. Title Tuesday, October 10th. It's Tony Khan's birthday, and we will be here live for both NXT, I'm assuming it's on, and AEW on Tuesday, and then we will be doing something else on Wednesday. So October 10th, not this week, but next week, we got NXT and AEW Dynamite on at the same time, the same place. We'll be here watching them both, so come and hang out. So thank you, AJ, for that reminder because I forgot. Happy 24th birthday to Miss Sky Blue. Somebody call Sky Blue. I want to speak to Sky Blue because happy birthday to Miss Sky Blue, Chicago native. We got to stick together, all of us Chicago people. Now, Sting. I think there was a lot of people that were shocked that Edge actually showed up. I really do. I think a lot of people were very, very shocked that Edge actually showed up and that Edge actually went out and did their thing. Edge actually, yeah. And as I say, and what I'm going to say about it and how I feel about it is that Edge is on TV still. It sucks that he's not in WWE, but we get to see him go out there. We get to see him go do his thing. We get to see him and have him just, it's going to be very good and very interesting to see what he does. So as much as it sucks, think about it, guys. WWE and AEW, in a way, just kind of made a trade. Edge went to AEW and Jade Cargill went to WWE. So the fact that we are seeing that is kind of crazy. And it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe it's more, maybe it happens more in the future. And the one thing I will say, though, to this is that we very well might just be seeing the best in the world, CM Punk, show up in Chicago at Survivor Series. Because we didn't think Edge would jump ship. Anything is possible now, guys. So that's what I'm going to say about it, because as long as we see these guys on TV, who cares what company they're in and who cares where they go? As long as they're on TV, they're happy, they're enjoying their life, and that's all that matters, because if we're real fans of them, we'll support them. Now, somebody like, now I will say this. If John Cena jumped over to AEW, that would be crazy. I don't know how to feel about that, but I'd still support my man John Cena because you can't see me. So it would be very interesting. But what if we got like an MJF and John Cena trade? That'd be crazy. But MJF did say on the scrum last night that AEW's got one of the best professional wrestling businesses out there and everything else like that. And I'm not going to disagree with him because they are very good. So, yeah. But she said, and yes, Jade did say this. Jade did say that she went to WWE because Roman and Cody. True. I mean, I cannot wait to see what happens with Jade Cargill. And I will say, I think now that Edge Edge debuted on AEW, I do believe that we will be seeing Jade Cargill sooner rather than later, because they're going to kind of want to compete, and maybe they even bring somebody back. So they could really, and in reality, guys, this could really help, and this could really just make things a lot more interesting for the professional wrestling business. And that's what it's about. It gives us more stuff to talk about. It gives us more episodes to do. It gives us more, it puts the content out there more. So this might be a very well good thing. And as I said, if you're a fan of the Rated R Superstar, you will support him if he's in WWE, if he's in the indies, if he's doing his own thing at home. You'll support him no matter what, because we've been watching this guy, at least I have, since 2005, 2003, since I started full-time watching WWE and everything else like that. So as much as it sucks not going to be able to see Edge on Mondays and Fridays, we get to see him on Wednesdays. We get to see him on Saturdays. We get to see him on Fridays, still on Rampage possibly. So Edge gonna be, and Edge is gonna be okay, guys. So yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We could. What do you mean you're gonna let me go? Where am I going? You want me to ship? What company do you want me to go work for? He said, I'm letting you go, Tino. Damn, I get shipped off like that. That's not nice. But guys, that's all I have here for you. I want to say thank you all to coming and hanging out here on Tino's Time as we talked a little MLB playoffs, wild card round, talked a little bit about Edge. We will be live, as I said, tonight at 7 o'clock, not 6 o'clock. Remember, there's only one football game on tonight. So we will be here tonight at 7 o'clock. And it seems Chris just confirmed it as Becky Lynch will not be on Monday Night Raw tonight. And I said, I'm going to let you go because I got a lot to do. I got a lot to say. True. Well, Jadis, you let me know tonight, bro, what you got to say. And you let me know more how you feel. And guys, as I said, come back here at 7 and let's talk about it more. Hopefully, we will have Leo and Lamar on the show. If not, we will still be here. Hopefully, we'll get them back in here. But, guys, thank you all so much for coming here and hanging out on this Monday afternoon, talking a little MLB playoffs. Thank you to Deech for coming in the show. I appreciate it, bro. I know you can't be on this episode, but we'll definitely be getting you on at least one episode of the playoffs. So look forward to that, guys, getting Deech back on Tino's time and talking some more baseball. So, guys, remember to go follow all the social medias on the channel, all of the social medias everywhere else. Go and subscribe, become a member, leave a super chat or two, all that good stuff. If you have not yet, it does help the channel. And remember, everything just goes right back into the channel. Also, get yourself some Tino's Time merchandise. We were watching Toy Story yesterday. I had to pull out my Pizza Planet t-shirt. So, guys, go get yourself some merchandise for the Tino's Time and the Southside Boys on bonfire.com/Tino's Time. I do appreciate you guys. And if you do buy merchandise, the next time you get merchandise, you get 10% off. And if you do become a member, you automatically get 10% off of everything. So become a member. Do all that good stuff here on Tino's Time. But if you can't do any of that, I completely understand. I know it's the beginning of the month. Bills are due. Rent is due. Everything else is due. So I get it. But if you can't do any of that, guys, make sure you hit that like button on this episode. We got 13 likes. Let's see if we get to 20 likes, guys. Hit that like button. Make sure to also subscribe as we're on the road to 1,302K. The more subscribers they get, the more the better and the show becomes. I don't know. I was just, Anyway, make sure to subscribe, guys. And lastly, turn that notification button on so you know when we go live tonight when 2K videos comes out. We got some shorts coming out. So go turn that notification button so you know when we go live next. Guys, that will be tonight for Monday Night Raw. We got Jacob in the house real quick. I appreciate you, Jacob. Jacob's a busy guy. He said, I'm choosing the Twins. Jacob's being bold. Jacob, if it happens, bro, I'm gonna give all the credit to you because I don't see the Twins winning a game. So we're gonna have to see what happens the next 3 of the MLB playoffs. It's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a good time to watch baseball teams that don't suck like my White Sox. So that's the best part about it. So, guys, as I said, go do all that good stuff for me. Help your boy Tino out. And enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon. And I will see you guys all here live tonight at 7 p.m. for Monday Night Football between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants and a 3-hour Monday Night Raw. Guys, have a great rest of your Monday afternoon, and I'll see you at 7.